Hey, it's October 20th. It's Thursday, which weirdly enough means it's time for your weekly Thursday EBlast. Wow, we had a great time last weekend at the trunk or treat. 250 people showed up. It was amazing. We had 20 cars. Manda had gone out and bought extra car kits, for decorating trunks. She went out and bought a whole slew of extra ones. And there were at least four people who just were there for other reasons who stuck around. Two people didn't even go to our church, but they stuck around and did trunk or treat. The parade was huge. Some people said, I haven't seen that many people in a parade except for the Memorial Day parade. So it was a really great event. Thanks to the Simsbury Police Department for their personnel who were there. So it was a good time. So speaking of police departments, as you know that I work with the Simsbury Police Department, and the murder of the two police officers who were responding to a fake call, that's really reverberated in the lives of police officers and their families. People begin wondering, police officers begin wondering, like, do people really care? Do they really want police officers? I mean, how can it be that you go to answer a call and it's an ambush? So there's just so many, pieces to that. So continue to pray for those families who are most affected, but also the police officers who right here in our own town. Many of whom in the last 3 weeks, I've had, I think, 10 police officers who will walk through of our building, just getting folks more comfortable with being in our building. So anyway, but now it's time for the rest of your e-blast. So coming up this weekend, on Sunday, we have our services at 8 and 9:15, and immediately following the 9:15, I mean immediately, you're invited to come upstairs for the first session of this Exploring Jesus by reading together and looking at the book of Mark. It's going to be a great study. The first session is really openness to helping us think differently, and in our what's this class about, Marge Vanderbilt asked, is there homework? There is homework, and the homework will become key to you developing and really getting a more clear sense of what is this all about? How does it apply to me? And how does it apply to me in what I talk about with my neighbors and friends and people who God leads me to? So Breakfast Alpha is going to be a great breakfast spread. There's going to be a schedule. Amanda's in charge of all that. She'll be running people through the schedule. You're coming upstairs, getting your tables, getting set quickly. We get right into it. It's going to be a great time. So Breakfast Alpha, bring a friend to Breakfast Alpha. After you do it, I'd like to ask you a question. Like maybe some of you would say, hey, Breakfast Alpha was good, but could there be a sequel? Could there be like the deeper version, like another version of Breakfast Alpha we could do during the week, maybe even over Zoom? Love to do it. Be great. Okay. Also on Sunday, John Nagy continues to take people on his tour of Simsbury by hiking. So he's got a hike all set, weather permitting. And if you'd like to do the hike, it's a great family event. You just arrive at the church 9:15, prepared to hike. You do the hike, and you're back in time for Breakfast Alpha. So it's a twofer. You can still do the hike and Breakfast Alpha. So that's on Sunday. Also on Sunday, there's a women's group meeting over at the Talcott, and that means any women. I mean, it's not like a group. Women are invited to come to this time of fellowship. And of course, people have great discussions about all kinds of life issues, but that's going to be held over, weather permitting, I think indoors or out, over at the Talcott Mountain Collective, which is, you can look that up if you don't know exactly where that is. It used to be that golf course. So anyway, so that's on Sunday afternoon. Also on Sunday afternoon, I believe this week, that's right, at 4 o'clock, I believe it is, that the men meet at the Redstone Pub. And then when I tell you this, on Monday night, we have another meeting held at another pub, and that's right down the street here at the Cracker Barrel, and that's pizza, prayer, and a night. Details are in the text of your e-blast. So I began wondering, how come all of our meetings we held are held in, pubs and places where people are having alcohol? But I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, those groups are great. You don't have to drink to go, but there's some really great discussions. And the Talcott Collective man, to look up at that hill, at the trees changing, absolutely gorgeous. So Breakfast Alpha on Sunday, please come, bring a friend. And also on Sunday, the hike is at 9:15, same time as church. On Sunday afternoon, there's a women's group meeting and a men's group meeting. And on Monday, pizza, prayer, and a pint. So God bless you. And we continue to seek the Lord together and to see God's presence in our lives. And how can we share that and be a light to the world? So have a great weekend.